The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros. What's the best win on Usyk's resume? We're talking about in the last segment fighting in people's backyards, judges being fair, things of that nature. You got to think of the road warrior in itself, and that is actually Alexander Usyk, right? So Alexander Usyk has beaten Golvak in Poland, Michael Hunter in America, Marco Huck in Germany, Maurice Breedis in Levita, and Moret Glasev in Russia, Tony Bellew in the UK, Derek Chisora in the UK, Anthony Joshua in the UK, Anthony Joshua in Saudi Arabia, Daniel Dubois in Poland. Now that would be the fight where you can consider it being Usyk's backyard, and Tyson Fury in Saudi Arabia. So when you think of these fights, most of them took place in his opponent's backyard. And people bring up the Breedis fight where a lot of people felt like Breedis won, and it was a razor close fight, but Usyk actually got the decision in Breedis country. And and then he got the close decision with Tyson Fury in Saudi Arabia. But you see these wins, Trill Dollar Bill, Usyk the Road Warrior, putting on. What do you think is the best win on his resume?
The best win on his resume.
Yes.
Man, I'm gonna have to keep it a buck, man. I think the best win, even though Tyson Fury's was for undisputed, I'm gonna say his best win was the AJ one. His best win was against AJ. AJ got the best resume. AJ collected mostly all the belts. AJ was the more physically opposing and gifted guy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going for like AJ. You know what I'm saying? Even I picked AJ in that first fight to beat Usyk. I thought that his size and everything would be a problem after that first fight. I said never would I bet against Usyk ever again. Yeah, and that was the only time I've ever bet against Usyk. Well, I didn't bet, well, predicted against Usyk. But yeah, I would have to go with AJ. I think AJ is the best wins on his resume. Tyson Fury second. You know what I'm saying? You know how I feel. You know, he's a creative player, Tyson Fury. You know, you know, but if resumes could say something, I have to say AJ, because AJ had the best resume out of all those guys, and he went and he got that win. So I'm gonna have to go with AJ for
that. Yeah, look, it's tough when you think about it because his resume is packed with some really big wins. I think Breedis is a big win. I think Tony Bellew is a big win. Anthony Joshua's a big win. Tyson Fury's a big win. You can't take that away from Usyk. He has a lot of great wins on his resume. And especially when you think about him doing it in someone's backyard, to me, that's what makes it even sweeter, right? So when you talk about the biggest win on his resume, right, there are a number of things that factor in. Most people are looking at Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. So you have to do the compare and contrast, right? Who's beaten the most higher quality opponents? To me, that's Anthony Joshua. Now, people can argue that Tyson Fury was the one who ended Klitschko's 10-year reign, right? But immediately after that, Anthony Joshua beat Klitschko too. Is it a matter of first in time? And that's the reason why Tyson Fury was able to do it? Because it wasn't like Tyson Fury inflicted so much damage on Vladimir Klitschko that he softened him up and made it easier for Anthony Joshua to stop Klitschko. Like, for example, Canelo did to John Ryder. What Canelo did to John Ryder when his face was hanging on by tape and all types of stuff, and then he went in there against Jaime Munguia, that was an example of Canelo softening up John Ryder for Munguia. You could also make that same argument that Canelo softened up Caleb Plant for Benavidez, because Benavidez had the opportunity to beat Caleb Plant first, but he never jumped at it until after he got stopped by Canelo. So it's not one of those situations. It was a boring 1-2 hug hold fest. That's what it was. No one's pulling that fight out of the archives and saying, study this, study this. No one's doing that. So what Joshua did to Klitschko was Fury won the fight against Klitschko. Joshua beat the fight out of Klitschko. Klitschko retired after he fought Anthony Joshua. You're dealing with two different types of fighters. You got to understand that. So, one, although people are going to say Fury's the one who ended the reign, shortly after, Joshua retired Klitschko. And then Joshua went on to be the first one to beat Dillian White, stop Dillian White, take the belt from Joseph Parker. He went on to beat Povetkin, went on to beat Pulev. You can like try to discredit these fighters, right? But these fighters were good and at the top. And Povetkin knocked out Dillian White. Then you got to look at what Anthony Joshua did against the opponents that gave Tyson Fury a hard time. He stopped them, made them look easy. What has Tyson Fury done against the opponents that have given Anthony Joshua a hard time? See, this is what you all don't do. Name the opponents who've given Anthony Joshua a hard time that Tyson Fury has beaten and done a better job. Well, he fought Usyk and he lost to Usyk the same way Anthony Joshua did. We can argue who did it better, but again, we're talking about who lost, who had the better loss to Usyk. So when you break this down, I say Anthony Joshua's the better win because he has a better resume. He's also done better against similar competition than Tyson Fury. And the fight was in the UK. So he was on the road to beat Anthony Joshua, whereas when he fought Tyson Fury, he was on a neutral site. Although the crowd was pro-Fury, which makes it interesting that Fury would say what he said at the end of the fight, because the crowd was pro-Fury. If you go back and watch it, the crowd favored Fury. So even with all the war in the Ukraine, there was still more people on the side of Tyson Fury in that arena than for Alexander Usyk. So it almost felt like a road fight. But for me, like you said, Trill, I say the biggest win is Anthony Joshua because it was in the UK. And Anthony Joshua has shown that even when they have common opponents, Fury may win the fight against the common opponents, but Anthony Joshua knocks them out. And he knocks them out in brutal fashion. And so for me, beating Anthony Joshua holds more water for that reason.
Yeah, I agree with you, brother. And AJ did it without boar meat. Tainted boar meat.
Well, you know what? We're going to get to a segment where you could talk all about that because it's coming up soon.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. I'm the Commissioner Trill Dollar Bill. That's my brother Caden. And you'll know it's LLG for life. The Boxing Bros.